Hi, 81 subscribers. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can actually build more complex AI or automation solutions without knowing how to code. And, usually more complex stuff requires some sort of code knowledge, especially if you're going to connect multiple softwares together. And if so that it's better that you understand the basics of JavaScript and HTML. It's not that hard. If you ever looked at my previous videos, and you can actually, the longest video that I have on this channel is 1 hour 30 minutes, and I was building the I think it was a chatbot using Voiceflow and connecting it to Airtable in live. So basically, I built the chatbot in probably 15 minutes, and then the rest of the time, or maybe 20, and the rest of the time I spent on like fixing code errors and connecting the Voiceflow to Airtable. And if I knew, like I know basics of JavaScript and HTML and how API works, but of course I have the agency. I have like when I say dev team, it's not like the full-time developers. I have one full-time person who here in Israel, but another one is which is more on the back end stuff, and connecting things like SAP, like very like old school softwares with in-depth knowledges of programming languages like Python and C sharp. It's it's just a freelancer basically. Anyways, so they usually handle all these things. But when I draft something, when I want to create some sort of a prototype, I usually do it myself. So that's why I still trying to learn. And like since I didn't know anything in depth, you can see that I was not able to find an error for basically an hour going back and forth with ChatGPT trying to find the error. Okay, so it would really help you. So I would encourage you, to at least watch some YouTube videos. There are plenty of different courses on YouTube from 1 hour to like 10 hours just studying from scratch. Okay, so it will help you a lot. Anyways, so here is like one of my ChatGPT accounts. And basically what I do. So let's say that we have, a voice flow. And let's say that we want to connect the voice flow to make, let's say, and you like don't have like you don't know anything, right? So instead of me showing you how to do that, let me actually explain the logic how you would go on like fulfilling this task. We can say demo to make. Okay, so it's chat, continue, create an agent. Okay, so we have why Voiceflow is always like doing this things. Anyways, okay, so let's say that we'll create a basic chatbot like this, greeting the user, and then we listen in intent, start, and then we will. So let's say that we want like after the user submitted anything, we want to trigger the automation in Make. Okay, so okay, I'm signing in. Make is always so slow on signing in. Okay, so this is my again demo account. It's going to be suspended in 4 days. Okay. So let's say that we want to create a scenario here. We want to trigger this scenario when this action happening inside Voiceflow. Okay, so how we can do that is to use webhook. Again, I would highly encourage you to go and search on YouTube what is a webhook, or if you have an idea, it's great. If not, spend 1 or 2 hours and you will have a great understanding on what this is. Because, like, of course I can explain it probably, and maybe I will at some point of time, but since I'm not the technical person, maybe I will like even explain it better since I'm not technical. But no, just go and watch it anyways. So if you choose the custom webhook, in like in basic terms, we want to trigger it. It's like a link. So if we go, and create this link, so it gives us a link. And then what we want to do is trigger this link inside Voiceflow. Okay, so usually it's done like through API request. But here it gets interesting, right? So how to actually do that? What you probably did in past, and this is how I was doing it all the time, like watch some YouTube video, watch the guidelines, go word by word, copy and paste everything that the YouTuber is saying, and it works. Okay, so like get, check, okay, so does he has like get or post, what is what the endpoint actually, like this URL is basically the endpoint. And you might think that this is the URL that we need to actually post here. So it's confusing, I know. That's why I'm recording this video, how you can actually go about it right now without knowing anything. We have ChatGPT, right? So I actually have a few, here's the Voiceflow help. Guys, just one remark. I'll be honest, like, I do want to, and I am in the process of creating a software, like an app for my internal use primarily. It's not as complex, and which I plan to publish and basically uh, like try to sell it. So this kind of software will allow users to build more complex things, and will help users with similar snippets. So let's say you want to create to connect one software to another, not in Make, not in the um, no code infrastructure. So if you need to create different softwares, you might not know how exactly do that, how exactly write this code. And this is where something like this comes in handy. I have it, this is the demo account, but on the actual account I have multiple custom chat GPTs which I trained on Voiceflow documents. So what I was doing is actually going through Voiceflow documentation. I was going here, copying and pasting everything that they have here so that ChatGPT is trained on, okay, so what type of request Voiceflow allows, how to structure this request, etc. So, like, I'm training and then I am asking, okay, so do this, but it's still pretty buggy. So, my dream was to create something that will be perfectly trained on this documentation. Obviously, at some point of time, I think Voiceflow, maybe they already did, some softwares like already integrated something like that. So they will integrate a bot here, right? That you can ask questions and it will help you to go through the documentation. But my idea is do something similar, but to not compete with them directly, to sharp it in like providing very like simplified explanations that even a non-developer can understand. Okay, so this is my idea, and I was planning to basically monetize it in maybe subscription in one-time payment, not sure. Please, this video will be watched by probably 13 or 15 people, guys. Like, and I think if just a few will watch till the end, please like post a comment if you think it's a good idea. If not, I don't care. I'll still build it, but I'd love to hear your opinion. Maybe you'll have some thought. Okay, like, hey Eugene, I thought it would be cool if it would have something like this. Anyways, okay, so enough of this. So for right now, I have just this ChatGPT. What you can actually do if you're using something like Voiceflow, you can just go through all the pages, Control A, like copy everything, paste it here. It's not. Yeah, so you got the idea. So paste it here and then say, here is the documentation for Voiceflow. Like, please, refer to it when you provide me responses. Of course, you can create ChatGPT and save all these things as as a file or as a URL and make it parse the URL. But this is very, very like basic example. Okay, so let's say we have it. So what we are trying to do, we can like give it exact prompt as what we are building, right? So we can say, I want to trigger a webhook from voice make make.com webhook in from Webflow. I already created the webhook in Make and now need to understand how to trigger it from my Voiceflow interface. Something like that. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what it gives us. Trigger webhook. So it's basically giving the instructions. Log in, make. So it's going one step by step. Instead of like I'm showing guys again, 2 years ago, YouTubers like me would actually go through these steps, will create an hour-long video, and will explain you how to do that. And I was following the same guides, I was going through with them, copy and pasting everything. But now you don't need that. So you can just use ChatGPT, but you can still watch my video just for fun. Okay, so let's see. Configure the trigger, add a capture block. So we did capture block. Okay, so block and save the input into the variable. The variable here is saved in list utterance. Okay, so then add the API block, post, paste the webhook URL you copied in Make. So we copy, go here and let's say, actually, let's connect it directly. So we use post, we paste it here. What else? If you need webhook requires headers. Again, this is when it comes, more complicated when we're talking about like headers and body parameters. Because we will, I think, yeah. So it's even giving us what we will input into the body, but still, it's better that you understand it. Like headers are usually used for authorization. We probably don't need it if I remember it correctly. For the body, we can use something like, so this is like what information. So let's say we trigger the webhook. Actually, let's go. Let's do it like that. Let's do it like that. Good. Okay. So let's run this scenario. And okay, so we created it. Save. Save. Please fix the error. Okay, so we did not choose the webhook for some reason. Give me a second. Okay, so copy. Okay. And we need to change it here, I think. Yes. Okay, so run. And let's test it. Run it once. So it's waiting for us to trigger it. Okay. So when we run the test, it will say hi. We'll say hi. And now, as you can see, it immediately got triggered. So through this API request. But if we look here closely, we don't have anything. And it's not necessarily that we want to send some info. Maybe when something happens, usually, I like for myself, I usually do that when I use Front to communicate with my clients. And when like something happened, like Front is basically like the email client. So if something happening inside Front, so I kind of let's say change a status of the user, and then it sends the webhook, and then something happens. But it doesn't necessarily, like, it notifies my admin, but it doesn't necessarily need to send some sort of info through this webhook. But if we do want to do that, so let's follow the guidelines. So it says here's the body, and typically, and like, let's say here we see the body first, like from form data URL encoded raw. Like, we have no idea what to do. Like, here, like, what's the difference between form data and URL encoded, right? So they do look similar. You would like ask it here, and from what I understand, you can, this would be a key, and this would be, a variable from the voice flow. For example, if the key would be uh, response, just making sure I'm not even 100% confident. Last occurrence, let's test it. So now we should send this last utterance here. Hi. As you can see, response key, which is basically here, response equals hi. Okay? But if we are stupid, we can go even further. It's just giving us the JSON. And first, you need to understand that, okay, so this is the JSON. So it's not like there's nothing that says JSON, but it's actually raw. And you can like say where, like, I have form data, I have URL, I have raw, where to paste it. But if we do it like this, I think it should work similar. Oh, wait. So I did not. So we don't have user email. We can say user input, and we can say uh, we can say let wait. Yeah, we don't have it actually. Huh. I was never doing that. Let's see. Last uh utterance. So what if we do something like that? Honestly, I have no idea if it's gonna work. Let's see. Let's see. Wait. So hi. It worked. User input. Hi. Okay, guys. Actually, yeah. So as you can see, it was, it's not that structured, but it understood that this is the variable. I was confused. I was just confused because, usually when yeah, and now it's showing the last occurrence, but last time it was not, since it probably was not set inside JavaScript of the voice flow. Anyways, guys, so this is how you can basically use the and build more complex stuff using something like ChatGPT as a helper. But if you want us to build you something similar for your business, let us know. Link in the comment. Also, please, as I told you, I'm planning to publish something similar, basically my own version of ChatGPT, which will help you to write more complex things. As like I'm like building it just for me for right now, and then if I see that it's helpful, I'll probably share it. But you'll need to pay for it. I don't have an audience, so I don't care. But share your thoughts anyways. I appreciate the time listening to the whole thing. So take care. Peace.